Thank you. Deputy Ambassador Hillman.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. My name is Kirsten Hillman. I'm Canada's Deputy Ambassador to the United States, and I'm here today on behalf of the Government of Canada to emphasize the benefits of our integrated auto sector and the exceptional nature of our enduring national security relationship. In times of peace and through wars, our cooperation and reliance on each other has made us stronger. Today, as we examine whether imports of autos and auto parts from Canada are a threat to U.S. national security, let me be clear. Rather than potentially strengthening U.S. national security, imposing tariffs on automotive imports from Canada would undermine U.S. security and would have a devastating effect on U.S. competitiveness in the auto sector. Let me start with the economic case against new trade barriers between our two countries. For over 50 years, the United States has had tariff-free access to Canada for vehicle exports. In 2017, Canada bought $26.2 billion worth of US-made autos and a further $26.7 billion worth of auto parts, comprising over 37% of US automotive exports. Canada is by far the top destination for the US automotive sector. And Canadian cars are US cars. Auto parts and components cross the border multiple times before a car leaves the assembly line in Canada, and as a consequence, assembled vehicles exported from Canada to the United States contain more than 50% US content. Allow me to repeat that. Canadian-made vehicles exported to the United States contain more than 50% US content. As such, they directly contribute to US economic prosperity, and our integrated supply chain ensures that we can outcompete any other producing region. We've always stood together. During the 2008 economic downturn, the Canadian and US governments collaborated to ensure the Canada-US auto sector could weather the uncertain economic environment. Together, we cooperated to protect jobs on both sides of the border. The Peterson Institute has determined that if the US moves forward with auto tariffs, 195,000 American jobs will be lost. This would reverse the current trend, which has been discussed, that has seen US employment in the auto industry increase by 6% annually. In this investigation, you are being asked to examine a specific industrial sector, automobiles and auto parts, not tanks, not battleships, civilian passenger vehicles and parts. The US Department of Defense does purchase such vehicles, but US military demand is a tiny fraction of US auto production, by all estimates, a de minimis proportion of domestic output. So where is the nexus between civilian vehicles and national security? There is none, and there's no basis for finding one. In contrast, America's enduring alliances strongly support US national security. Canada is one of 3 foreign countries that are members of the US National Technology and Industrial Base. US contingency planners have long concluded that industrial centers in Canada are an important reserve capacity for the United States in the event of attacks on the US. On this basis alone, this investigation must conclude that Canada could not conceivably represent any risk to US national security, and by extension, Canada-US auto trade does not pose a risk to national security. Canada urges the United States to recognize the wide range of benefits of an integrated North American economy and to remove steel and aluminum tariffs on Canada. These tariffs are already having a detrimental impact on the North American auto sector. Canada was forced to respond to this unilateral action by applying commensurate counter tariffs. Should this investigation ultimately result in the application of tariffs on autos, Canada will, once again, be forced to respond in a proportional manner. Today, you're hearing not only from Canada, but from allies, that we have similarly been forced to respond to the steel and aluminum tariffs with countermeasures. If countermeasures were to be imposed by your allies in the context of the auto sector, the number of US jobs lost would rise from 195,000 to 624,000 high-paying manufacturing jobs. These jobs could be lost to the US forever. Canada's priority is and has always been to work with our American friends to strengthen the integrated Canada-US economy and to ensure that our auto sectors flourish together. No country is more interested in the prosperous United States than Canada, which is why we're committed to strengthening our partnership in a modernized NAFTA. Maintaining open trade in autos and auto parts between our countries is crucial to the economic well-being of our companies, our communities, and our workers, which in turn supports our collective security. We urge you to reflect on these matters as you prepare your recommendations. Thank you.